This video is brought to you by patreon.com/worsttake. Get access to exclusive live streams and Discord servers, on-screen shoutouts, and early access to some videos when you join now. Help make sure that we can continue to make content like this by supporting the Patreon. Links are in the description down below.
Obo Okoronkwo is one of my favorite players on the Cleveland Browns, and I think he is a bit of a gem as far as finds for an edge rusher. He's somebody who's not super expensive, but not super old. Also, a young player with a lot of upside relative to the kind of class of player that he kind of hangs out in. Like, he's definitely a role player, maybe a fringe starter, depending on the team and the type of system that you're running. But he has this ability to have these moments in games where he kind of takes over. And that's especially great for you to have when that's your third or fourth pass rushing option. I really like what Obo brings to the table, especially from a personality standpoint. I think he's one of those guys who provides a ton of energy. He puts the battery pack into other players and kind of keeps them motivated with his energy. His nonstop motor is also something that brings a ton to the table. So let's look at some Obo Okoronkwo plays and see why he is ranked where he's ranked.
Breakdown with Obo Okoronkwo is the energy bunny. He just keeps going and going and going and going and going. It is the most endearing thing about Obo. It is the most exciting thing about Obo is his motor. He also is a skill player, right? Like, he's not just a energy bomb. Look, he has skill. Look at how he uses his hands and turns speed into power here against 68 against the 49ers, right? A good use of speed to power, hand swipe, and then speed, power, push away. Great job there by Okoronkwo. All right. Another one, he's lined up in between Trent Williams and George Kittle's now. Ball gets snapped. Does a great job. Look at that. Look at that speed to power there on George Kittle, right? Gets a good step. 1, 2, speed, power. Boom, 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 boom. Closes that gap right on Christian McCaffrey and kills that play. Great job, Obo. You look here. He's on the top side and you see some of that skill, right? Some of that skill. Look at this. Does a great job. Fakes the chop, right? Fakes the chop, spins right on him, clean. That's a very clean move right there. It then gets right to the running back, right? The alertness, right? Because he probably thought it was a pass set when he did the chop. Rolls inside and then closes the gap. Great job. You just love to see shit like that from him. All right. I formation, obvious rundown situation. They run at Obo. And again, the motor, right? He's pretty much done here at the beginning of this play. It's a pretty healthy smack there. Gets pulled. Has what was that? The tackle that pulled on him? No, the guard pulled from him from the opposite side. That shit hurts, right? He absorbs that contact, stays on his feet, stays alert, and just keeps running, closes that play. Great job. When you look at Obo Okoronkwo, you just see a ton of potential here for a role player of his caliber, right? I don't want to say that he has like top end starter potential or anything crazy like that, but what he does have is upper tier role player potential. And he's already a pretty damn good role player. Now, there's some areas where he could improve his game, right? Sometimes he's a bit over eager. Sometimes he puts himself in bad leverage situations. Like right here, he kind of gets faked out by the back, ends up widening this gap that's about to close with Zadarius Smith, ends up kind of opening a lane for this play to break out for him, right? That's kind of on Obo right there. This one right here. And rushes. He's going against Trent Williams. And it's just the motor. and the athleticism, right? It's kind of a twist action where he sees what he's up against. Za'Darius, long arms, his guard that he's up against, and it does a great job of getting his body vertical to kind of absorb Trent Williams so Trent can't follow on. This is kind of a pick and roll concept, right? Kind of stick roll and then run Okoronkwo underneath in that gap if it opens up. You also see the big fella, Dalvin Tomlinson, doing a great job maintaining his double team. That way you get two things, right? The hope is you get a free run for Okoronkwo up the A-gap, and also you get a one-on-one rush with Myles Garrett against a right tackle. So that's the objective of this play. And both objectives are successful, right? Myles Garrett gets a really good rush going against this tackle, which leads to Brock Purdy trying to escape up the A-gap. And right on time, Okoronkwo pops up in the A-gap, chases down Brock Purdy, and Brock Purdy just wobbles this one out of bounds to avoid a sack. It's what you like to see. It's why he's such a good complementary player for the Cleveland Browns and for what the Browns hope to accomplish with Myles Garrett and company going forward. See what happens here. We're watching slow motion. Again, the speed to power, I think, is impressive by Okoronkwo. Does a great job here. Hands a little high, but, you know, that's what he's going for. You just don't want to get a hands to the face call here, right? But, again, speed to power. Look at that power right there. This is the second time we've seen him just straight up move somebody. He's not the biggest build. Kind of reminds me of like a Barkevious Mingo build where he's not like a giant guy. But look at how successfully he turns his speed to power. Right? Boom. 1, 2. Now you have to throw in a very crowded pocket. Right? Great job there by Okoronkwo. Really good job there. Here's another effort rush right here, right? He's all over the place on this one, but he gets the pressure. That's Okoronkwo right there, right? Speed to power. You've seen a ton of that, speed to power. Some good footwork, handwork every once in a while, right? We saw the spin move, and then we see the effort. That's what he brings to the table, and it's damn good for your third edge rusher, right? Fights off Darnell Washington, gets in the chest of Dan Moore, gets another guard, makes another contact with the center. Kenny gets flushed by, it looks like Za'Darius Smith flushes him. He sees Kenny get flushed, keeps up with it, keeps running, hands up, makes it a very difficult play for Kenny Pickett to make. This is the stuff you love to see. This is why I like Okoronkwo. This is why I think his value is more than what the stat sheets show. I think he provides a ton of locker room value. I think he provides a ton of just on-field value. When Myles Garrett isn't on the field, who can keep up the energy, who can keep up the momentum? Ogbo Okoronkwo is a great candidate for that. You pair him with some great edge rush, well, not edge rushers, but pass rushers at the defensive tackle position. You know, you already got Mike Hall, who is another juice guy, Maurice Hurst, who's another juice guy, Shelby Harris, who's another juice guy, and you just see why this defensive line was so different last year versus what they had in years past, where if Myles isn't on there, it's like Alex Smith, maybe Jordan Elliott, right? Like, it just isn't great. So that is what Okoronkwo brings to the table, right? And I'm going to show you again, speed to power right here. It's what you love to see. The speed to power right here. Boom, boom, boom. Push them down, right? You love to see that kind of stuff. Just moving guys. Absolutely moving guys. You love to see him be as physical as he is, be as technical as he can be. I think he could be a better run defender in year 2 with the Cleveland Browns in his defense. I think he'll be a improved pass rusher just by getting more opportunities. I think the Browns found something in Obo Okoronkwo. I think the team missed him when he was out for that little period and came back injured. This guy's a little bit of a difference maker as a role player, and that's what you love to see here. That's what you love to see here. So that's Obo Okoronkwo's film breakdown. Back to the studio.
So what's Obo's role in 2024? Similar to what he did last year. He's going to be a role player. He's going to be the third edge rusher they bring up. He's going to be the guy that they bring in when they want to throw a lighter package on the interior of the defensive line to get at quarterbacks. He's a great piece to have because of his athleticism, his flexibility. He's able to clean up quite well if you do cause a ton of havoc. He's somebody who can clean up and mop up any pressure that the Browns get. He's also somebody who has versatility inside out. We've talked about that. And also somebody who, when Myles Garrett needs to take a breath, can hold his own for more than a series or two. You remember when Myles Garrett used to go out these games before they signed Obo Okoronkwo, it would be one of the worst periods of the game because teams would just try whatever they wanted whenever Myles was out there. That changed a little bit last year, and I think that'll continue to change. And I think Obo is going to step up and be even better than he was last year, which is saying a lot because he impressed me a ton last year. But that's my thoughts on Obo Okoronkwo. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Is he one of your favorite role players? Y'all have a great day. Have an even better night. Peace.